Hello, let us learn about Bluetooth. Once we have learnt about 802.11 protocol. What's Bluetooth? So, Bluetooth is a wireless LAN technology designed to connect devices of different functions such as telephones, notebooks, notebook computers, desktops and laptops, cameras, printers, and even coffee makers or speakers when they are at a shorter distance from each other. A Bluetooth LAN is an ad hoc network, which means that the network is formed spontaneously. Devices, sometimes called gadgets, find each other and make a network called a piconet. Or scatternet. Piconets can be combined to form what is called scatternet. Generally, when piconet has a range, the distance of maximum 10 meters, using scatternets, piconets can be combined to communicate even for longer distance. So, the secondary station in one piconet can be a primary in another piconet. This station can receive messages from the primary in the first piconet as a secondary, and acting as primary deliver them to secondaries in the second piconet. The station can be a member of two piconets. Bluetooth devices. So a Bluetooth device has a built-in short-range radio transmitter. The current data rate is 1 Mbps with 2.4 GHz bandwidth. This means that there is a possibility of interference between IEEE 802.11b wireless LAN and Bluetooth LANs. So when we see about the Bluetooth layers, Bluetooth uses several layers that do not exactly match those of the internet model which we have learned already. The figure shows the Bluetooth layers like applications, profiles, the data, L2 cap layer, baseband layer and radio layer, and we have the control and audio layer here. So it's L2 cap. Logical link control and adaptation protocol or L2 cap is roughly equivalent to the LLC sublayer in LANs. It is used for data exchange on an ACL link, SSO channel. Do not use L2 cap. The figure shows the format of the data packet at this level. So we have 2 bytes denoting the length of the frame, 2 bytes denoting the channel ID, and the data and control information is going to be from 0 to 65,535 bytes. So this L2 cap data packet format, the 16-bit length field defines the size of the data in bytes coming from the upper layer. Data can be up to 65,535 bytes, as we said. The channel ID identifies the unique identifier for a virtual channel created at this level. The L2 cap has specific duties: multiplexing, segmentation, and reassembly, quality of service, and group management. So when we see all these one by one, what is multiplexing? L2 cap can do multiplexing. At the center side, it accepts data from one of the upper layer protocols, frames them and delivers them to the baseband layer. At the receiver side, it accepts a frame from baseband layer, extracts the data and delivers them to the appropriate protocol layer. It creates a kind of virtual channel that we discuss in later chapters on higher level protocols. Segmentation and reassembly. The maximum size of the payload field in the baseband layer is 2774 bits or 343 bytes. This includes 4 bytes to define the packet and packet length. Therefore, the size of the packet that can arrive from an upper layer can only be 339 bytes. However, application layers sometimes need to send a data packet that can be up to 65,535 bytes, an internet packet, for example. So the L2 cap divides these large packets into segments and adds extra information to define the location of the segments in the original packet. The L2 cap segments the packets at the source and reassembles them at the destination. What about quality of service? Bluetooth allows the stations to define a quality of service level. We shall discuss quality of service later. For the moment, it is sufficient to know that if no quality of service level is defined, Bluetooth defaults to what is called best effort service. It will do its best under the circumstances. Group management. Another functionality of L2CAP allows devices to create a type of logical addressing between themselves. It is similar to multicasting. For example, two or more secondary devices can be part of a multicast group to receive data from a single primary.